And one. Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Punter Show. Mark Lambon, Glenn Pollitt. We're back in full swing now.
We are back in full swing. We're right into it, Mark. G'day, Dal.
Hello.
Here we are. We're in the park.
We have a good autumnal shower on Saturday night.
Autumnal, first official use of the word autumnal. Everyone likes to get an early autumnal in, don't they, mate?
Although I was going to say you're getting bolder, you're getting grayer, and I'm getting crankier.
Well, you notice I've lost the Don Burke look.
Yeah. I've noticed you trim back.
Well, actually, that's been noticed.
Downstairs as well, or
just one too many.
Got to keep the front yard tidy, Glenn.
one too many Don Burke references. A bigger load of Melbourne punter.
A good man.
Our betting steward, who said, "Oh, I like that beard. It made you look like Don Burke."
Get rid of it then.
Yeah.
They say he's a bit of a jerk, Don Burke, in real life. Well, I know he is. Because I've met him in a video store. Just grumbled at everybody that said hello to him.
Yeah, okay.
Big hello to Don Burke. That's a good persona you got on TV. We all know that you're a...
Beautiful. All right. general news. It's a lot easier if I don't have to edit it these days.
Yeah. Okay, general news. What's happening?
You wanted to mention the best named horse you'd ever seen.
Best named horse I've seen for a while. I really love tricky names. I know Mark does too, but there was a horse that raced in Melbourne during a week called Divine Brown, and we know Divine Brown. She was in the back for $100 with Hugh Grant, finishing participating in some good female work. But there was a horse.
How would you go with Divine Brown? No, don't. No. Keep going.
There was a horse during the week that raced called Divine Brown, and it was out of Big Brown, which is a new up-and-coming sire, which we haven't had any straps as Big Brown.
Up and coming. It's never up and coming.
No.
And I think Jerry Harvey said to Gay, "You were lucky you didn't get all those Big Browns."
Okay.
Big Brown's been the biggest flop.
He does seem floppy, doesn't he, Big Brown?
They're slow and that's why that Nancy has given me such a headache.
Floppy.
Hugh Grant wasn't floppy. He was as stiff as a board.
Can I just tell you, there's probably lots of our viewers that don't even know what you're talking about. You know how long ago that was?
It was probably about 10 years ago, wasn't it?
Oh, at least, yeah.
It was 1995.
Really?
It was 21 years ago.
It would have been July.
There's probably listeners out there, viewers.
Half a year to go, but it was 1995.
Wow, well, for those who don't know, Divine Brown was a lady of the night, and a good girl. Negro appearance, am I allowed to say that, Dallas?
African-American.
African-American?
Yeah, no, Negro. I don't actually, what are you? What is the political correct thing?
Okay, we'll say she was a black chick in America, there's a stack of them.
Yeah.
Lady of the night, and Hugh Grant was sprawled on the back seat, just relieving some tension from making all these movies and working with Hollywood starlets, and they both got booked.
They got booked, yeah.
And Divine Brown became quite famous.
Yeah.
So,
like Monica Lewinsky became
a touch like Monica, yeah, very, very similar.
Yeah, oh yes, exactly.
Although
Monica Lewinsky's blowing the president in the Oval Office. Who grants with a $100 hooker in the backseat? Bill Clinton. Does he have to be?
Okay, fair enough. We're diverting. Anyway, the horse is out of Big Brown, and the mother or the mare was called Blow. So you got away with calling it Divine Brown, and I reckon that's super clever and a great name. It looks like a horse with a little bit of talent. So well done to the owners of Divine Brown.
Running around?
In Melbourne.
So it would be one of the very few Big Browns showing any talent.
Yeah, and it's blowing them away, so it's a beauty.
Oh, Glennie.
What?
It's blowing them away.
Yeah, it was a bit of one of those words.
Pun.
A double entendre. Yeah.
That's a word, but it's well-named horse. I liked it.
Yeah.
I like his horse.
Yeah, you're excited. You rang me. Glenn, the other good news, big news this week, the $100,000 tournament for Blue Diamond Day.
I've already got a ticket. I finished 93rd on Saturday.
It's a legend, aren't you?
93rd,
Just had to sneak into that top 100.
Just had to get that value. Had a bit of a chance early there, and congratulations to the top 3 place getters. The top 2 really.
You were just going to keep buying until you get snuck into that 100.
Yeah, I spent $220 to get 200 for 3. You told me 3 rebuys, but I got in.
You got there.
The last at Morpheville, 2,000 on the favourite or something. Anyway, I got my free ticket. I'm all posied up for the big tournament. It's going to be a great tournament. Now, Dallas, I wanted to just check with you. Is it a $200 buy-in or a $220?
Well, it says 200 on the site. Yeah,
it does say 200 on the site.
So that might be an error, but I'm not.
But you're filthy, because otherwise you could have been square going in.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
No, I just try to find out for the people who want to buy it who haven't made the top 100. Look, it's going to be a massive tournament. It's $50,000 first prize.
50,000 first prize.
Yeah. 50,000 used to be a home deposit once. Now it buys you what, half a load of box at Bunnings.
An hour with Divine Brown.
Nothing wrong with half a load of box at Bunnings. But 50,000 is a bit of money. 50,000 is a lot of money, and it's going to be very interesting because there's going to be another 50,000 spread out in the placings.
Yes.
do people gamble and go for the 50 grand when they're maybe positive in on 6 or 8?
Yeah.
Or 4 or 5? You know, a lot of our non-professional types, which is the majority of people playing it, are they going to be able to let down? I know I'm just going to be shoving and absolutely going for it.
Yeah.
I have to.
And they'll be up against some big names and rock stars, which are always good to take on. Kingsley will be there, I'm sure.
Kingsley will be there.
Rob, you've got so many lengths on all those people, haven't you? But they keep beating you.
I know, I'm very unlucky, Mark.
But that's the thing about racing, isn't it?
Yeah. I bet up an allergic. Was I unlucky? Did the stablemate beat it?
You were unlucky.
Yeah. I tend to be unlucky. And talking about unlucky, I did lay a favourite in the last at Canberra yesterday, which got beat. Brody Lloyd, don't throw in protest second against first when I've laid you in the run. You got beaten half a length and you never lost a yard, and the horse that crossed you was 2 lengths in front of you. Like, do you mind? Like, there was a protest, you see it? I haven't checked the stewards report yet, but if it's not frivolous, but because it's frivolous, I still think it might be upheld.
I wonder if they take things even more seriously now, and they tend not to like junk.
We going, Della?
We've got some background music.
No, I was going to say it's been doing my head in for the last 2 minutes. We haven't quite got the mariachi band yet, but another news to back up the cicadas, to back up the planes. I think we're all right. We're on the wrong flight path today. Yeah,
Nice
we've got some backup music. Yeah. Now, for those who haven't realised or can't see because it's the camera's facing this way, it's old mate in the stroller. He's got
it's old mate who's 58.
He brought the boombox.
He's got the old Glen Pollitt boombox.
He's from
around this area.
He's a local.
Yes, he's from around this area. Yeah, exactly. He is. But he's got a boombox in his little stroller with his kid. So there it is.
Can I say Asian music playing?
No, I don't think it was Asian music. It sounds like more musical.
It's like the Vietnam War.
No. Anyway.
That's Asian music.
Anyway, we'll keep going.
I can say that, Dal.
I think it's more music.
I mean,
censored from above.
due to legal reasons. How did I go with that Colt Heidi story when I said that for legal reasons?
Yeah, that was fine. Yeah, that was all right. That was all right.
No one person's asked me about that.
I was actually only thinking about it the other day. I've got to ask you about what the legal reasons.
Legal reasons.
All right, so there's the tournament. Protest, you just half mentioned, that was the big story of the weekend in Melbourne town. And
does Melbourne go out of its way to be different?
Yeah, I think more
yes.
people. Hello,
mate. How you going?
That's our mate from around here.
See how friendly with everybody in the world, Dale.
Yeah.
See how nice I was.
You're as equally friendly with everyone.
Oh, yeah. Going to bring it over.
Oh, beautiful. What was I going to say? How do you uphold protest at the 900 metre mark? What's going on, Terry Bailey? Please explain.
Oh, it looked it. Yeah, I mean, it was a concertina effect, wasn't it? You know, I don't know what Mark Zahra, what other option he has, and it seems a unfair way to take a race off somebody, doesn't it?
Do you remember Placid River, in Camden, J Duggan, Indian, whatever it was?
Indian Rose?
Yeah, at the start, or the 1200 metre mark, or whatever it was.
It was before the horse and car. That was 40 years ago.
Yeah, Neil Campton and John
Victoria have just caught up.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with the way Victorian racing operates. They seem to do the opposite.
I've got no problem.
I've
got no problem with the protest at the start anywhere in running if it's valid, but to me that just didn't look valid. It's just like, you know, he's there, he's got to go there, and because that's happened there, he's gone there.
Yeah, I think
it's
going 80-20. I'm surprised there's 20.
Yeah,
is that right?
What's that? Sorry, as in
like the pros and pro, you know.
Yeah.
For and against.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, the one person who was really for it was Terry Bailey. Now, I was listening to Dean and Duff and the steward, and TK on the way in on 2KY. Like they've been asked the question, and I don't think this is too well.
Got much idea about racing, or is he just?
But this is the question that was asked. Was that obviously there's a voting system, and they said, well, what was the votes? And Terry Bailey has refused to disclose it. I thought the idea of behind closed doors and this sort of thing in the 2016 world we live in was probably something of the past.
Yes, I would agree with you, Dale.
Transparency.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, okay, it was 3-3. Terry Bailey had the casting vote, and he said, okay, I'm going uphold. You know, and
that's all right.
And that's fine. But then that's in conflict it's in possible conflict with his statement about saying it was a no-brainer to uphold it.
Oh, I see. So he would shelf himself by giving the vote.
But you know that I just don't see why those votes can't be made public. 3-3. I thought I went this way. Bad luck. You know, it's obviously not an open and shut case, but we have a 51-49% situation that requires a black and white answer.
He's got another agenda there, hasn't he? Which is to support the other comments that he said.
Yeah, perhaps it could be 7-0.
Yeah.
You know, who knows?
To me, a horse needs to be really badly checked.
Yeah.
By another horse at the 900 metre mark, lose a length and a half, and be horse A's fault to uphold a protest where they've had the whole straight to fight it out.
I think is it a fair comment that as we sit in the modern day, it does take less today to have a protest upheld than it would have 20 years ago.
No, it takes less today to understand the decision.
Yeah.
That's what I'm finding trickier.
Yeah.
And I'm, of course, always on the wrong end of it.
All right, but what about the fact that
you are.
Our reviews in rugby league, in cricket, like, they're all fraught.
Yeah.
Not a week goes past where some review of a decision doesn't seem to be patently in error.
Righto.
They're going on every season. They go throughout the season about how the video ref gets it wrong, right? The DRS in cricket, honestly, there's at least a handful of decisions every season.
Every match, yeah.
So that just means that we're like everybody else with protests.
I must admit with the DRS, I'm not keen on it with LBWs. I just think that should be up to the ref in LBW. Yeah? Maybe not.
Right. Well, I'm happy. I'm happy
with the technology to work it out, haven't
they?
It
seems like the tennis gets their decisions right to within a millimetre. And then there's that.
Probably a little bit easier to get it right with a tennis ball than a swinging cricket ball off a. Tennis is a lot more.
But anyway,
consistent.
the point is that the mistakes are routinely made.
Okay.
So shouldn't we expect stewards to make mistakes as well?
Oh yeah.
I suppose we do, but what happens if you've backed a winner and you've lost your money?
You're dirty.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, and let's get back to my other theory, which I've been talking about for as long as I can remember. Why can't we in protest, if it is close or if it is a decision which is 3-3?
Yeah.
Why can't we declare dead heat?
Dead heat, that's right, exactly. Yeah.
Chop things down the guts with people.
Yep.
Now, I think it brings punters back. Punters are filthy and ecstatic.
Yep.
But the people that are ecstatic forget about it like that because it's a punt. And the people that are filthy carry it scarf for 3 to 6 months.
Potentially walk away. Yeah.
Okay, look, I see that as a possible solution, but there's a lot of impetus for, can you just make a decision?
Yeah, but as I was just...
All right, what are the margins for short half head and we think the interference costs the horse a short half head?
Then the result stands. The other horse has got to be clearly...
All right, well, what if it's a short half head and it costs the other horse a head? But you reverse.
Result stands. Like, it's got to be more.
Why don't you like the dead heat? Why don't you like the dead heat?
I'm not saying the dead heat is a bad idea.
But it seems good to share the spoils.
Yeah, can I just sort of, because I think one of the...
Do you understand? Like when I've done...
There'll be extra rounding down there, honestly.
When about 15 of us went into David Jones to steal all our clothes and food for the next month, and 13 came out with nothing and 2 came out with a lot, we shared the spoil.
Yeah, can I just say, because I think it's one thing with the English language that we have a barrier with is that we have a word for yes, we have a word for no, and there's no word that's 80%, 60%, 70%. It's one of the hindrances of the English language when somebody says, you've got to make a decision, one way or the other. You might be 51 and 49, yet the decision is 100%, 0%.
Yeah.
And what you're saying does give you the other option in the middle.
All right, okay, but wouldn't you say that more protests will be deemed dead heats? Where, could you half satisfy everybody?
And I think you can half satisfy everybody.
Yeah, I mean there'll be...
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of people that were on Palacini or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
They're not even going to come back to races.
No,
they're filthy.
There's a lot of ground between 0% and 100%, and that chops it in the middle.
And when we deal with photo finishes now that are the width of a fucking cigarette paper, and we look at the track and both noses look on the line, they go, "I know that one." Yeah. You like a decision?
No, I'm not. I'd be happy to cut it down the guts.
All right. Our Twitter topic for the day. Would you like to see dead heats as an option for the protest?
Yes.
Let's go. Good.
Yes.
There it is.
Come on, I've been talking about for 10 years.
Where's our social media?
I've got to tweet BZ in the break too. All right. Hello. Okay, there it is.
Yourself more work.
Yeah, no, I had to tweet him.
Anyway, it's nice to share when you're gone.
Yeah.
Because when you're gone, you always seem to finish up with nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, there.
It up here, isn't he?
Who? Oh, he's
Yeah, he's contributing.
I'm waiting for a mash tent to set up and Alan Alder to walk along here.
What about that chick from China Beach? I used to love. You remember China Beach? The show?
Yeah, she was good. Hey?
Yeah, was it Dana Delaney?
I never watched that show. I didn't like one of the words.
She could come running past.
I didn't like one of the words.
Probably not now, but
no,
she could have.
That's all right.
I didn't like one of the words in that show, so I never watched it.
What was one of the words?
A beach.
Sorry? A beach.
Beach.
Just losing your intelligence, you idiot.
Rose Hill.
Now, who was man of the match, Del? Who was
I don't know.
Was not me. Tap
was not
out.
me.
Tap
was
out.
not Glenn.
Wasn't really us. No, we.
Well, a couple of minutes were just hard to have. It's hard to tip Cool Ring.
I think Fletcher's had a pretty good day actually.
It's hard to tip Arab Storm.
Even though somebody did give it a big push in the chat room.
It was a neat program. Oh, Pro Better.
Yeah, Pro Better Life. Yeah, I think my exact comments was parading great, looked like it's gone up, and definitely worth thought.
Well done.
And definitely,
we've
got this period like 3 weeks ago, so we have to forgive these horses that failed on the soft or failed on the inside, and there it goes around 25 to 1. I go, how haven't I won it?
Exactly right, and especially when it in Libran's profile was so similar coming into it from overseas.
Oh, no, it was better than that because Arab Dawn had Jay Innes Jr. on first.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
I don't want to.
And BZ was tipping it. I'm going
wrong
time.
Yeah.
I don't want to suck BF dollar on the front door, but why are they all having to go at Libran's ride? Have you seen the talk about it?
Yeah, well, they're wondering why he just didn't hook left.
But if you see what he is, he comes to the position to hook left, and he's really got to change stride to come around, go back a length and a half, or dive to the inside and
lose
hope
less momentum.
And hope for some luck, and then the luck never came. If the luck never comes, that's horse racing. But they're all carrying on. He was questioned. They're going on retro. I was surprised when he thought it was a tricky ride. It just looked like he had a throw at the stubs. We've seen these Sea Waller stayers that tend to do this.
Second up, Sea Waller.
Yeah, they tend to race kind of up and down. They don't really zip.
No.
And he was there, and he's going, do I go left? As it's turned out, going left possibly was a better option. But he had to go back around to go left. Yeah. He had to come back a length and a half to get then to the outside. They're not like cars.
No.
It's not like me driving in traffic.
But
they're like cabs. Yeah, I know.
They're cab drivers.
I found nothing wrong with the FL's ride, and
Glenn, the thing
I can't believe they fair dinkum. He's ridden out of his ass for 3 months, and he finally makes possibly a poor decision in a game where you make a million decisions race. Give him a fucking break.
There you go. And we did
number one fan club there.
I am number one fan club there. I know, but I never win with the little lighter.
Not only that, he goes there on Thursdays and just rides 3 and 4 winners every time, and they're horses you can never back.
I do me money on him all the time, so I wouldn't say I'm his number one fan. I like him as a boy, of course, but he's a terrific rider, and he finally, I don't even think it was the wrong decision. I think he had a throw at some, said I'm not going good enough, I'm going to go there, and then there went like that.
And you
can't jump over him.
And the other thing that we have the advantage of is seeing how badly it's paraded too.
And I reckon if he gets the run, it runs a place, but I don't think it wins.
No, I think
they're all carrying on like it should have shitty.
The big thing about Libran going into it was it going to be flat second up? And the way that it paraded, it was saying I'm not really feeling right.
Did you watch Retro yesterday with the 2 Freedmans there? Michael was on the show as well. He's like the living image to look at of what's that word? Richard and Michael.
So
he's in Sydney.
Twins.
I think he's in Sydney. He's got 32 boxes.
Oh, right.
4 horses.
Oh, so they were just interviewing him, like?
No, he was part of like the Bjorn Baker position.
Oh, was he?
So he was there the whole time.
Oh, okay.
It was a tough gig for the punter on Sunday morning with your cornflakes, I can tell you.
So it was torture, was it?
Well, they're just...
I thought Michael was a better bloke than Richard, wasn't he?
He might be, but they're short and they've got that waistline. It does my head in looking at them. It's hard viewing.
Bring back B Baker?
Oh, B Baker's sensational.
Well, speaking of Bjorn, Filthy Bjorn in the last with Cool Ring.
Well, what about this? It jumps half a length in front.
Yep.
He just saws it across and sits third the fence.
Yep, it's a hot ride.
Can you imagine?
It's a hot ride.
Like but it's the run of a horse. It's done 50s on the fair.
Blinkers on.
And look, it paid fixed odds, $35.
No, it wasn't blinkers on.
$21.
It still had
fixed odds, $35 for tab.
Yeah.
What about them at TAB fixed odds betting? When they let you on,
But that was Bizarro World, the last race, because you got Honest Shining Star following Cool Ring across, sitting out one out, one back, and just...
What was it doing there?
Stick! Like glue.
That was in the 200 metre mark. That was on Shining Star, and I was starting to just have a little bit of a funny time on my head.
But maybe that's the thing about that race. When you fill a race with Territories and Mount Nebos and Tahitian blacks and all that inside jobs and all those horses that a bit of DF is going to relish the task.
Well, it was B Shin. It was Dirty Filthy B Baker.
But just the way it attacked the race, you can't believe that it wasn't any type of go.
Yeah, I understand.
It was just so unwanted, yes, exactly. Yeah, that's a fair call.
Right.
And Brook Road probably, it just looked like I was going to win. It was funny, I watched the replay with Gary Clark afterwards. It was commentating what the Betfair price would be in Rudd. He said, oh, here it'd be 5-2, or it's into 7-2 here. Oh, it's into 5-4 here. Oh, actually, it's not going to get there. You can have 100s.
Yeah, well, the margin's actually 0.1, but it was actually never going to get there. It was weird, wasn't it?
It was actually a good call by the
by D. Flindell, Hong Kong Darren,
and by going for block.
Yeah,
he said it's won.
Yeah,
and I went watch the replay. I said, has it? And he was right. It won.
I knew it had won. Don't worry, I was on the second horse. Speaking about how you can mock things, and I suppose I wasn't the only one. The two horses I backed in the first race were Zootenant, who didn't pick its feet up, and Can Be Bossy, who was put down after the line. That was a great start to the day for me.
Basically, D. Baker should have been put down after the race.
Yeah.
Were they my top two tips?
I think they were too, yeah.
Zootenant, well,
the things that happen to us on a run course, Glenn.
It's
just right.
So K Moses gets put out of play, right?
But just let me just put it. I tipped Zootenant from Can Be Bossy or Can Be Bossy from Zootenant, and I'm backing these two because I was unhappy the way To Be Sure parade, and I was unhappy with Red Zell.
Right. Yeah.
So all four get beat.
Yeah.
So my two get beat, but I get the other two beat.
yeah, exactly.
Fucking racing.
Yeah.
And then Dirty Filthy Strindberg with T. Berry
just swinging on it.
Swinging on it.
Team Hawks.
So let's talk about Zootenant, who was trained by Kevin. He retired from racing, or got put out or whatever. So it goes to Gay, and then it resumes in the 1200.
Yeah.
Along the inside there. Yeah. Paraded well, didn't it?
Yes.
Came back well.
Yeah, you had it on top the other day.
Yeah, so then it comes back to 1100, which we know is not
a
gay go, but she sticks the blinkers back on, and there it is. It couldn't compete.
Just couldn't pick its feet up.
Could not compete.
Did not go 1
And going forward from here on now, if I back any Gay Wardhouse or tip any Gay Wardhouse runner coming back in distance, I'm going to give $10,000 to anybody's charity.
I've got a few good ones.
Heard it now.
Actually, no, 10,000.
I know it's the sickest.
No, hang on. You're not giving 10,000, Glenn. Is it, or are you giving 10,000 cents?
I'm giving 10,000. I said dollars. Cut the dollar bit out. Chop the dollar.
10,000 cents.
You just saved yourself some money.
Yeah, about $100. I've dropped off. No one liked my 1 cent idea.
They did.
Oh, people responded to you. What, you're up 98,000.
Well, that was only Matt from the Puntersshow.
Yeah, well,
sticking solid.
Yeah.
Good man.
Yeah.
He said he liked it.
Yeah.
Anyway. It's the sickest feeling backing a Gay horse coming back in distance.
That's ridiculous. I'm never doing it again.
You just think, I know better than this.
I'm never doing it again. I don't care if she freshens them up. I don't care if she...
Said, what, 3 years off?
Well, that's different. First up. I'm not saying about first up. But you cannot back them. They don't pick their feet up.
No, it was awful.
So that must be that way she trains. She asks me all the time why it is. I keep telling her she leaves them on the walking machine too long and she believes me. But I'm just trying to...
All right. So to be sure, what was wrong with the parade, and can it be turned around?
I doubt it.
Right.
I'm not 100% sure. It came back a touch.
Mm.
I don't like talking about what I don't like. But when they come up first up, you don't want them to be thin. They've got to be going somewhere.
Yeah.
Like first seal. I mean, okay, it come back and looked like it needed to run, but at least it
looked great in doing so.
It looked great in doing so. Yeah. You've got to be. I tell you what you've got to be. You've got to be like, have a really hot body, but you've eaten all winter, and you get down, it's the first day of summer, you've got your boardies on. Yes, you're carrying a bit of condition, but you've still got great shape.
Yeah.
If you get down there, looking like me and my budgie smugglers with Dirty Filthy Rudolph, and we're both sitting there in our budgies, parading very poorly, both of us, you don't want to back either of us.
There's no upside to that.
There's no upside to either
There's no upside to that.
I mean, the Sheila's going to walk past me and Rudy in our budgies and go, I don't think so, boys.
Yeah, or if they go past, you've got your nice boardies on, you're looking a bit of shape, and you just think, you've just got a little bit of the handle, so you think, I can put him into work for a couple of weeks and we can...
You've got something to work with.
The old pickup of
Rudy's
Rudy's
married and got the young kids. He's gone for another 20 years.
Good analogy.
A mate of mine used to have a theory.
To work with.
You used to have a theory, you just go and get, like, you find yourself just a girl who's a little bit overweight. I mean, you don't want to go too fat, obviously, but just a little bit overweight. But so they're not overly happy with themselves. So they're going to be happier as they get on. Just get them in, bring them in. First birthday you have, here's a 12-month membership for Fitness First.
Yeah.
Up you go. Then you got yourself a good sword in waiting.
In racing it.
Yeah,
You've got something to work with.
Something to work with.
To be sure,
Nothing to work with.
Well,
okay.
it needs 6 weeks off and get some feed into it, Bjorn, because it needs some feed. But Bjorn's got a bit of a habit of keeping them pretty lean, and which I reckon is why he has so much success out wide, because they can win like that out wide against nothing. They come to the Saturday class. Cool Ring didn't look too thin, but you can't get any thinner. I can't explain thinness. Thinness is bad in racing. Good in humans.
Well, is it?
Yeah. Have a look at the Freedmans on the couch yesterday.
Yeah, I know. We've conditioned ourselves to think that way.
It's
you know, and we're not. When we look at humans, we're not thinking about how they perform. We just what appeals to us, what appeals to our eye.
All right, you're a single bloke. The 7-stone chick walks on you, the 22-stone. You're going that way. You're not going to mount the big mare.
The bigger the cushion, the better the pushing, Glenn.
That's an acculturation. We've trained ourselves to think like that.
Really? Maybe you're right, because the Fijian blokes haven't they? Like the big prominent girl.
That's right.
The big fat cheeks and thing through her nose. But
Yep.
That's what you mean. No, they probably don't. That's not racist, Alan.
Shut up.
Righto, that's been fine.
But then again, if you go back, like the beauty was the fat chick, like in the all the.
There was a fashion for
the big plumpy girl.
Yeah, in the 1800s, 1600s, something like that. I don't know.
Marilyn, she was size 16 or something, wasn't she?
Who?
I wouldn't
Marilyn Monroe.
Was she?
Yeah, maybe we had better cultures because I couldn't.
Anyway.
If someone said to me Marilyn or a chick with that eating disorder, I'll cop the.
You want the anorexia. You go the anorexia.
Dig the anorexia. I used to talk Miss Ponto into it when she was a teenager. So listen, darling, drop off. She's down. They give me anorexia. I said, nothing wrong with that, honey.
Big load all those parents with
anorexia children.
Yeah.
Yeah, big load. We've all got problems.
Yeah.
All right, we finished. Oh no, keep going.
Yeah, mate, it's just.
Oh mate, it's taking it on a tour.
Maybe he's trying to get on the show. Can you hear that?
The new show. The new show.
We appeal to all audiences now that I've cleaned up my act.
You mentioned First Seal, Mark. I think in the previous show a couple of weeks ago, you alluded to your current state of John Thompson being a very good trainer. He presents his horses very well, Glenn.
A trainer that I have underrated and underestimated.
Yeah,
and,
I think that's the point I was getting at.
Does a good job.
Is there anything to work with from that race? I mean, Catkins is gone.
Yeah,
she's gone. Like last preparation, she showed no pace. Yeah, like that's just like
it might be nothing.
For 2 weeks ago, we had the race where Lee Curtis's horse, Press Report, did a very good job, just got nailed. That race is no good, right? This week,
God's against me, isn't he? Fuck you.
So anyway, go on.
This week we've got a similar looking race. There's no form.
I agree. There's nothing going forward, and really after the race, horses like I've got the looks and that, like there was just so much in the marketplace, and Catkins has turned up. If she races again, well, that's just mean. I know she doesn't need to breed to the end of the season.
Hang on, but he won't race her again.
No, I think that'd be it.
Never again.
No.
I'll take even if he does.
Fair income.
Yeah, because she can't go to the barn for 6 months. So she's up and running. Why not send her around a couple more times? What, because it's mean to her?
No, because, okay, last preparation, she got away with it first up, but she sat back off the speed, she bludged.
Yeah.
But she showed no speed in 3 runs.
Yeah.
She came back here, and she did actually bounce out all right, but she just wasn't there at all.
Was not interested.
No,
I think she should be retired, but I'm too busy to keep on.
But
I'll be surprised if we see that.
When you say what you take her,
I hope you're right.
First Seal was first up for a year, paraded big, heaps of improvement.
What's she doing?
Oh, well, I mean, she can go and beat mares.
Cornwall, doesn't she?
She can go and play against mares.
No, she's going to, they said in the show that she's coming back to the 1200 metre race.
Not TJ Smith.
No.
It wasn't TJ Smith, no, it's not.
The Newmarket.
No. It was over the championships, huh?
Oh, there's a Sapphire something or something like that, is there? Mares
race?
Race?
The one that Avoid Lightning won. That race? Oh, well, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, she'll do that, won't she? She'll beat all then.
Blake loves the horse, rides her really well.
Look, there's just nothing,
Funny,
I mean, I'm pleased to see, First Seal return, but...
He rode First Seal so well when she was a young horse, then he got beaten or something. They took him off
right,
it, remember?
Yeah. Oh,
now he's gone back.
There was the problem. He was overseas, and they wanted him to ride at a track work or something like that. There was something.
Something like that.
I think
he got beaten when he shouldn't have got beaten, but he was unlucky. Plus, sometimes people forget this is horse racing.
Yeah.
That we haven't got the cartoons.
Yeah.
They're not in lanes.
Yeah.
Stuff happens. When it got beaten, it was an unlucky ride. It wasn't a bad ride.
As Darren Potter said to me this morning on the way in, that's why there's a price next to there now.
Yeah, it's all probability.
Right. So
And the price, sorry.
Yeah, go on.
The price next to press statement's aim was even money. We threw it out there to our audience again. Our audience are our best researchers during the week, and we said $2.60. I think it was about an 80-20 split. That $2.60 was good odds, and
they were right.
That was dead set right.
1 by 3 lengths.
You reprice it, no, even money at best.
And now you reprice it.
No,
4 to 9. 4 to 9.
Yeah, I know. So even money at absolute.
Yeah,
4 to 9. Like it dominated. It never gonna lose. Shit.
but it was unlayable. Like, well, I mean, I suppose I shouldn't pin stuff that happens in the ring.
Yeah.
Because that's only a tiny fraction of the betting that goes on.
That's the tiny ring.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
You can't lay a short price favourite in that ring.
Himalayan.
M. Sullivan there, standing there, just, you know, if he can't lay them, they are unlayable.
Anyway, so he did the job. What are we saying?
Himalayan Dream.
No.
Now, what are we saying about press statement? Because
well, he's just going to keep winning.
He's
going to win the round of
those.
Guineas.
All right, but there must have been half that field that were not ready.
Well, the 2 that are behind it, that ran the placings, they were ready.
Yeah. The 3 that were behind it already, La Romaine, Montaigne and Spill the Beans.
They're all ready.
Yeah.
So the only thing is I will say about Montaigne is he's got past a lot of horses there.
Did a really good job.
You know, it's a race that's been leisurely enough run.
Did a really good job.
And, you know, where they were is pretty much where they finished.
Except for him.
Except for him. No,
so going forward, this one's going to win the Round of Guineas. They might push on to the Roseville Guineas next, where there might be a chink at the 1900, possibly.
Who's that, Press Statement?
Press Statement.
Well, he won't go to 1900, will he?
Won't he? Why wouldn't he?
I don't know. Stallion or what?
Well, I'm just saying Round of Guineas, but would they have a lead?
No, because
I thought they might have a field the Roseville Guineas, because if he does stick and he wins that...
Oh, he can come back to the Doncaster.
Yeah, and then then they might think, well, we will bring him back for one more season because we'll have a little lick at the Cox Plate. Is he a Cox Plate type horse?
Oh, he's probably going to be breeding mares at that time, isn't he?
Maybe, but
yeah, because you know, once you're a 3-year-old with that CV, it's curtains.
curtains, yeah.
Oh, mate. There you go. Have a look at the transistor too.
Yeah, it's a beauty, isn't it?
Yeah, there it is.
It's actually, that transistor is 40 years old in Australia, but in North Korea it only just came out this week.
It's hard not to like Kim Jong-un.
Kim Jong-un.
He
holds them right back.
It's hard not to like.
They think the internet's for fishing. That is
Wonder how our mate's going who got
oh, internet, you can't
learn to air missiles.
Yeah, what about him? He saw it coming.
Yeah.
All right, so like what 3-year-olds in that race have a future?
No, well,
that's
okay. Le Romaine is just going to be thereabouts and is racing well. Montaigne's got a future. Spill the Beans, no. Wolf Cry, Dallas Yellow needs to pray a lot better. The fact that Balmain Boy, a Wednesday horse, restricted horse, has finished right with him as a joke. Torgerson, I don't know what's happened to it. Etymology, yeah, they're waiting for derbies. Vanbrugh, barrier trial winner.
Yeah.
Back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the Roseville Guineas when he
it's go from $9 to $26. Vanbrugh. Shards, too
yeah,
good.
But, okay, Vanbrugh had his picket fence last preparation. The Roseville Guineas is on Gold Silver Day?
We never know anymore. How do you know anymore?
Yeah, Roseville Guineas is in 4 weeks. So Vanbrugh's got that race, the Randwick Guineas to get ready for the Roseville Guineas.
That'd be right.
Yeah, and then but the Roseville Guineas is getting him ready for the Derby.
Yeah, but can he win the Roseville Guineas off that run plus whatever he does in a fortnight?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's the answer. Yes.
Yeah. Because he's going to be running against these blokes.
He's good.
Okay. But he just didn't
do much.
Well, he didn't give himself much of a
platform.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the platform there is the only platform there going to the Roseville Guineas is possibly Montaigne if it gets the 1900.
And Montaigne by that stage, Montaigne going to be 6 up first prep. Yeah, good.
I suppose.
It is Chris. Put it this way: Chris Waller doesn't get his timing wrong. All that.
He gets his timing really right.
He's the best at it.
I mean, he brought a great horse back last season called Kermadec, and yeah, Kermadec. It's a really good horse.
But Kermadec resumed in the 1200 metre race, the scissor kick race. Then he went in the 1400 of the of this race, the Hobartville, and was in the finish.
Yeah.
Then he went down to Melbourne for the Australian Guineas. Then he came back to the George Ryder. That's, you know, he's got a bit of a platform there.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. But
you're saying that there's not enough time for a lot of these horses to...
But I'm saying Grand Final Day's Derby Day, though.
So therefore Prestapman wins the Rosa Guineas. And it doesn't get the 1900, but still wins.
Yeah.
And it's 2000 Rosa Guineas.
2000.
I'm saying 1900, right?
Canterbury Guineas
was 1900. And when it was at Canterbury. Okay, we'll keep going with these. Astern.
Well,
how annoying is it?
I've written a lot about Astern, by the way, today, because we didn't find out anything, did we? Yeah, we didn't learn anything because he just controlled the shit out of the race.
Glenn, I think one of the big keys to set up the race is, Glenn, that is probably collectively the worst parade for a race we've seen for 12 months.
For all of them.
And
then I saw Astern and I went, oh, look at this, we've got a chance.
And then you see Defcon and you go, you beauty. Both can't win.
Both can't win. Then the next one, oh no. So I sent him out on top of the best of a bad lot. But
I think
Well, is that why he looked under the pump at the 200?
I think they all looked under the pump.
Manny Mark, you can't breathe without it.
No, I can't.
That information.
I can't. I'm desperate.
Yeah.
How do you breathe?
I don't.
You can't.
Nothing.
It was just such a shame because you just thought this was a great opportunity, but then
they all
decided
and then of course I still laid it anyway, even though I tipped it, because I just lay a lot of odds on chance. And then Defcon and old mate who missed the start 11 lengths and then
Mount Panorama, yeah.
And then he's there.
But they went so slowly that he just tacked on so easily. It was no big deal at all. And
so there's no form out of the 2-year-old race. Go for it.
No,
but I mean that's
advantage capitalist.
But this is a fortnight before the Todman,
yeah,
which is a fortnight before the Golden Slipper. So like the Silver Slipper is a serious Golden Slipper lead up.
It used to be.
When it was over 900 metres.
Oh no.
This is for Kathy.
Our Maze K, Troy Phillips, wasn't it?
Our Maze K.
Not our Maze K, no. Maze K. Maze K.
Yes, that's not slipper form, okay? That's not slipper. I'd rather Magic Million form than that form.
Yeah, capitalist. There's only one bit of form for 2 year olds.
But the Snowdens have got nothing between Defcon and capitalist.
Well, they're wrong.
Well, they must be wrong. And they've got another one as well. It's just as good as both of them. The other one. That used to be Moses' horse.
Well, Nicolans.
It's a smart horse.
Yeah, it is a smart horse. It is a smart horse. But Astern's got Nicolans form. Astern towed up Nicolans.
Nicolans went off the track and scoured beforehand.
And you got no, but I don't think they're going to bring it back from the because they think they can win the cycle.
Well, like they churned it up. They barrier trial, race, barrier trial, race. You know, going to the Magic Millions. But whether Nicolans just got seriously chewed up and spat out there in its first operation.
Looking at it.
You didn't see it at the Gold Coast.
No, I didn't see it at the Gold Coast.
Glenn, there was almost a demonstration after Himalaya Dream.
Himalaya Dream. Fantastic. This is the fucking story of the day, isn't it?
$18 to $8.
Yeah.
There it is. But the best part about it, is because Neil Werrett's got a share in it.
Yeah.
Old mate's down there booing Wally, you dirty low bastard.
Who you?
I'm going, what about filthy Wally? Things he does to us.
Did you call for a one?
I saw the green and gold colours of wearing it. I was having a conniption. I went down there and I said to Clint Payne, I said, does anyone fucking ever boo?
Yeah. Did you call for a 1, 2, 3 boo?
I went 3 cheers for a boo, and no one said nothing.
Yeah.
And then Clint Payne went, I'll help you. Boo. No one even cares.
No.
So that's last 4 starts, it's finished 3 last and the second last.
43 out of 44
so it's
opponents.
Been 1 run home and 44 opponents.
Yeah.
Never looked like get beating. Completely off the map. Blah blah blah. You can't even get a boo anymore.
No.
Where's the boo guy? Bring back the boo.
See, but it's a great story, isn't it?
What's so
that
great
is
about
a great advertisement for horse racing. Look at this.
That's a good advertisement. People not coming back.
Yeah, so
why?
I understand the why. I understand the why. No one figures a horse better than me. I understand form reversals. I embrace them. But the punting public out there, between that and protests at the 1900 metre mark and blah blah blah, we are going to lose customers. We need to declare dead heats. And we need in things like this, Mr. Murray, to bring in stern action and give everybody from Waller's stable 2 years off, even though it was thrown by Hawks. How I mucked that up,
you know what'll happen there.
I blew right up.
I haven't read the steward's report, but I imagine that they got him in to explain the form reversal, and they would have said at the end, right, we expect you to hold your form down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
What
is
did
cute,
the
isn't it?
funniest story of the day was me grabbing Para to join in the Walla banter, and even he was looking at me like I was a weirdo. So I can't even like converse with Para on it. I'm going, Para, what about that? What about that, Para? And he's going, and he just walked off. And I thought, he must be in shock about Walla doing this to us. That was fucking awesome.
Can I just say that on Friday, I
to
said
be there.
on the preview show, I said Himalaya Dream is away from Randwick tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, you were right.
It had run last at Rose Hill 4 stars.
Yeah.
I get what you saw. I get what you saw. But what I'm saying is, what the punters saw is they saw last, $17 to $8. We're not on it. We backed them. They didn't compete. It won. Leave me out of horse racing.
Yeah.
I know you find it juicy, and you understand the flux, and so do I. I paid $200 on it, $18 to Sandro de Moore. And then I got $8 million out of it at $9 because I thought, how's this going to win? And managed to lose in the race. But we lose.
How did Maurus come back?
It came back well above itself, plenty to work with, but I've got a funny feeling he's just
Yeah,
I think he's a herd chaser.
He's an under.
Yeah, he always. I think every time I've seen him paroling, he gets into a real muck lather too, which is. It's fine to say that it's him, but you know, horses are only they can only run so fast, and he's leaving a couple of lengths behind every time. No,
and if he ever looked great, maybe he would attack the line, but I've got a funny feeling he's looked great. He's looked not so great so many times that he's never been able to attack the line, and he's even learnt not to attack the line.
Right. Which happens to us. That's why we like lightly raced horses.
Exactly.
Dickie's going to Sunshine Coast.
I heard that.
Is that you happy about that?
Yeah, I don't have much luck with Dickie, so bye-bye Dickie.
Yeah, all right, beautiful. And Rosamano became missing at the start.
Well, it was back to it was up and running. We got the double handlers there with a favourite. What was it called?
Botarage.
Yeah, with the double.
Resuming at 1100.
And also with the double handlers, I don't know if you've noticed. With the double handlers, this is something I know I'm telling you. With the double handlers, when you get one left and one right, and the horse is pulling both. If you think about it, even if you think about it, that is a sign of losing energy.
Yeah.
Mildly. No, we're only dealing in lengths.
We're dealing in centimetres.
Say it costs the horse a length and a half.
Nothing worse than saying that.
You want a horse to be, here I am.
Cool as a cucumber.
Cool as a cucumber because I'm ready to race. I know what I've got to have.
Well, okay.
I've practiced for it. It's like a kid at a Stedford and they've learnt the piano, and there's some kid who's from another culture has done 50 hours a day for 4 years because the parents haven't let him out of the room. Who's going to play better? Twinkle fingers.
I understand. So, on the subject of playing up and losing energy, Hasselhoof mucked around a lot before the start of the Parramatta Cup.
At the back.
Yeah.
That can't help a horse, can it?
Has he got a future, or is he just full of that sort of shit?
Well, he paraded better on Saturday than he did the previous one, but he's still. I mean, that's what's he done.
He's just there. He is.
He's there. He is. That's all.
There he is.
He's a Saturday grade stayer.
Yeah, and he might win a race.
Yeah.
But there he is. You're saying is there much upside? I'm saying there's a touch, but he's
Not worth talking about.
no, not worth talking about. You're loving the mountain yard, mate. You might be down
How
there.
do you breathe that out?
Oh, see, that's part
Part one.
You already got a bit of a lick of the